racial classification. Originally, so I've been told, and I have documents that say that this is how it got started. The first, in this area of the world, classifications for race was the year 1860. And the classifications were white, black, and mulatto. Just three. That was in 1860. According to a document that I have here before me on the federal page, Monday, August the 13th, 2001, in the Washington Post newspaper. 1860, there were three classifications in this area of the world. In other areas of the world, they may have done it differently. I'm reasonably certain that they did. But here in 1860, there was just white, black, and mulatto. Now, in the year 2000, there's white, then next is black, African American, or Negro. Next is Chinese. Those are the three top classifications. And after that is American Indian or Alaska Native, Japanese, next, Filipino after that, Asian Indian after that, Korean after that, Native Hawaiian, then continuing, Vietnamese, Guamanian, or Chamorro, Samoan, and even a classification called Other Asian. And there's another classification here other than Other Pacific Islander, whatever that means. There's a classification called Some Other Race. Now, if you stop and think about that, a police call, for example, goes out. Say, we just had a robbery at the liquor store on such and such a street. And check it out. There's a suspect that is fleeing the area. What does the suspect look like? Well, about 5'8" and about 130 pounds, and possibly some other race. I just like the people who are listening to this to think about that. How does that work in a practical sense when you're walking up and down the street looking for some other race? Some other race other than what? See, it's not logical, because racism itself is not logical. It's an artificial construct. But it's designed to do what? To confuse the people who are going to be victims of it. And the race is always going to the drawing board, coming up with newer and better ways of expressing that confusion. Because when you have people confused, particularly about what they are, you have them confused about everything. And every master of power understands that concept. That's a universal concept. If you're going to master people, one of the first things you want to do, if you want to do it in an orderly manner, on a long-term basis, is to confuse them and then come up with ways and means of keeping them confused. Because the person who is not confused in any situation is always the most powerful person on the scene. That's universal law.